Welcome back to my channel, Madden Backlog Series. Today's Madden 24 video is Package and Substitution Bug. Before we get too deep into this, please click the like icon, click the subscribe and notification icon so you will be informed when a new video has been posted. I will try to make this as quick as possible because I have two things to point out: packages and substitutions. Split slot open is the formation I'm using for the demo. This is the closest formation I could get to replicate split Y flex from the old Madden 25, not the new one coming out this year. That is a 3 wide receiver set, but the tight end is split in the backfield with the halfback. First, let's look at the packages issue to set up the substitution issue. The package feature was supposed to allow you that quick change in personnel without going through the substitution process that takes longer. The reference up top is the original package numbered with the wide receiver depth. The reference on the bottom is just a XYZ position reference, so WS is the slot position. Packages should match their name unless it is a group package like heavy, power, etc., which does not designate a particular position. Fullback package is fine, but why swap the slot and wide receiver 2 positions? Halfback slot is fine. Wide receiver 2 is replaced by the wide receiver slot since wide receiver slot is number 2 in the wide receiver depth chart, and it is now a 2 wide receiver formation. Halfback 1 replaces wide receiver slot position. Halfback 2 fills in as halfback number 1. Remember all this for when halfback 2 to slot comes up later. Wide receiver 2 to slot. Now you have to know your depth chart of wide receivers as well as who your assigned slot wide receiver is. So in this case, the slot wide receiver is also my wide receiver 2 on the depth chart, so he stays. But why do the other 2 wide receivers swap? Wide receiver swap. Not what I expected. Wide receiver swap usually swaps wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. Wide receiver 1 to slot. This is as expected. Tight end slot is fine, but again, why was there a wide receiver swap? Tight end backfield. Tight end is fine. Yet again, you have wide receivers swapping positions. This is the package that I will use to demonstrate the substitution bug coming up shortly. Backup QB is fine, but again, swapping of wide receivers takes place. Dual halfback swap is as stated, and there are no swapping wide receivers. The final package issue is halfback 2 to slot. If you remember, I told you to remember halfback 1 to slot. In halfback 2 to slot, notice the wide receivers swapped again, but they did not with halfback 1 to slot. Now to the substitution issue. From the default formation package, I switched to tight end backfield package. Now I need to manually rearrange my wide receivers back using substitution. So I'm going to rearrange Brooks, Lamb, and Gallup. Brooks will be first to be replaced. Notice the wide receivers in the chart during replacement. Notice wide receivers in the play are not listed for new player. Turpin is in for Brooks. Gallup is next to be replaced. Now Lamb's name should not be in this new player list because he's already in the formation. So that is a bug. The other wide receivers in the play do not appear. We will revisit this bug later. But where is Brandon Cooks in the list? Nowhere to be found. So that's another bug. Jalen Tolbert is now in. Now I take out Lamb. How is it that Lamb is in the list to be subbed in for himself? Another bug. Gallup is in for Lamb, so now I will choose Tolbert. Brooks is now back in the list and is in for Tolbert now. Turpin is next to come out, and Lamb is in for Turpin, and we are all set. Now let's look at two other findings. I wasn't looking for these, but when things don't make sense, it causes you to dig deeper and you find more faults. Okay, we'll select QB, and you'll notice the backup QBs are all there. You have a punter and a kicker too. I guess that is fine. Let's move on to the halfback position. Now, where is my halfback number 2, as you can see in the depth chart? So that's a bug. As we look at the tight end in the backfield, where is the tight end number 2 in the depth chart that you see? So that's another bug. Let's say you replace Cooks with Tolbert, and then you decide, oh, you know what, I changed my mind. Oops, Cooks is gone. He's gone AWOL. He's nowhere to be found. So that's another bug. Okay, to close this out, we're going to choose wide receiver 1, and we're going to replace him with a tight end. But that tight end is already in the play in the backfield, but it still allows you to do it, which again is another bug. So let's take care of that now. Notice the tight end in the backfield is replaced by tight end 2 in the backfield. The same tight end we could not directly substitute into this package at that position. Also notice wide receiver 2 is in the list to be able to replace wide receiver 1, which is currently a tight end. And if you go back to the tight end in the backfield, he still cannot be substituted in by another tight end. My next video will feed off of this package issue. It will be much simpler and will not require being set up like this one. It will be 3 to 5 minutes, if that long. When you see it, you will realize just how messed up this game really is. Also, please make sure you help to get the word out by sharing this video. No monetization is involved here. I'll check back with you later.